How about it? It is my birthday week. What about that? It's my birthday week. Happy birthday to me this week. And I'm just shouting me out this week if nobody does. You better love on yourself if nobody else does. But I just wanted to shout that out and let you know it's time for morning manna and silence. Silence. Talking about quiet. But this morning, I'm also shouting out the fact that Thursday is my birthday. How about that? So here we go. Want to welcome some folk and then get into this morning's manna. Silence. Silence. You already know that I always kind of piggyback on Sunday sermon on Monday. The trailer is always the trailer to the message on Sunday. It's typically on Friday. Depends if I got it together by then. And then Monday is kind of like the part B, if you will, the part B to kind of follow up. And this week it is my birthday. How about that? How about that? Good morning, everybody. How is everybody on this morning? Good morning, Erica. How are you? Good morning, Pamela. How are you? Brenda, how are you? Angela, how are you? Elder Mobley, how are you? Verena, how are you? Thank you for singing in the cold yesterday, Verena. Thank you so much. You guys were great. We're gonna press it even more next year. We kind of came out of the bat. It was kind of a last minute thing the Lord dropped in my spirit about us caroling. And I still want to press even more into that. But thank you for yesterday. Kind of hard to sing and it's cold. It wasn't chilly, it was cold. Good morning, Anna. How are you on this morning? Good morning, Barbara. How are you? Ella, how are you on this morning? Lena, my homegirl, how are you on this morning? Vicky, how are you? Ori, how are you? Pastor Richard, how are you? That's right, we were born in the same month, just a couple of years difference, though. Good morning, Francine. How are you? You guys back from Texas, the big Lone Star State? Good morning, Carolyn. How are you? Good morning, Peggy. How are you? Brother Nesbitt, how are you? Man, you know what, Brother Nesbitt? You guys eked out a win yesterday. You know good and well. You must can get a prayer through because that guy should have caught that ball, that Hail Mary, and that last minute. It was a good game. It was a real good game. Good morning, Elder Lawson. How are you? Elder Jan, how are you? We're going to get into the word on this morning. We're going to get into the word on this morning, and it's all about this morning silence. Silence. I'm kind of shouting my own birthday out, but it's all about silence. Silence. How about that? Silence. It is a part B, if you will, a part two, just a little bit of a snippet from yesterday's message. The message really spoke to me. I certainly hope that it spoke to others. And this morning, silence, to talk, to take away 5 minutes or less. Psalms 131:2, quiet yourself. Quiet yourself. David is writing to us, and he says to them, the Israelites, as well as to us, silence, quiet your soul. How do you do that? I want to leave with you three things that will help you kind of get to a place where you can quiet yourself. The first thing is shut your gates, shut the door. I want you to notice something now. When Jesus went to pray for Darius' daughter, and he was the ruler of the synagogue. And when after the woman with the issue of blood stopped him, he pressed his way on in, and when he went in, this is no point in you coming in here. They were actually laughing at Jesus, and Jesus went in and shut the door. Shut the door. Elijah, when he went and prayed over the boy who had died, what did he do? He shut the door. He shut the door. Every now and then, when you need to hear from God and quiet yourself, you have to shut the gates, your ear gates, your eye gates, and your sensual gates. What do you mean by that? What are you looking at? What are you listening to? And what are you sensing in your spirit? What are you sensing in your spirit? Yep. Here's the second thing. Turn down the volume of your vibe. Turn down the volume of your vibe. Actually, Manna Fam, you guys really helped me last week when I asked you what should I do on my birthday, and you said chill. Now, you don't know me in a very, you know me from this. Many of you are life changers, but evidently my vibe, whether you're close enough to me or not, was emanating some sense of, wait a minute, maybe you need to just chill. Maybe it's always something, always something, always something. And here is how you do that, because sometimes you can be so worried that he says this in Matthew 6:27, you can't add 1 cubit to your statue. That's what Jesus says during the Beatitudes. He said, you can't add 1 cubit. In other words, you can't add another minute to your day. You can't add another thing to solve your problems. You can't add anything. You have to rest in him. He says, you're like the lilies of the valley. They spin not, but yet they are the beauty, even more so than Solomon. He says, the birds of the air, they don't worry. They don't they turn down the volume of their vibe because they know that God has them. Yep. Here's the third thing I want you to grab a hold of. How do I turn down? How do I get silent? How do I do this? Here's the third thing. Be still. Psalms 46:10 says, be still and know that I am God. Now, let's break that down. When he's saying that, be still and know that I am God, he's talking about the third watch. The third watch is when the soldiers who will be on the gates guarding the city, on the walls and in the gates, keeping people from coming in. It will be the third watch, which is between 3 and 6 o'clock in the morning. That is the most vulnerable time of attack. And it said, now be still and know when you are the most vulnerable for the enemy to attack you in the dark of your situation, when you're about to fall asleep from your prayers, about to fall asleep from your vigilance. He says, that's when you need to be still and know that God has you. How are you silent? And how do you quiet your soul? Here's your takeaway. Silence is only golden when you're silent. Silence is only golden when you're silent. The Lord be with you today. May his face shine upon you and give you peace. Share this, man. If it bless you, bless somebody else. Help me celebrate my week. Share this, manna. Don't keep it to yourself. Don't be greedy. Don't be greedy. Don't keep it to yourself. I got more morning manna for you tomorrow morning. God bless you.